It's been a rough set of months, various fake leaks, various hopes and dreams. We have a cast, and so we have so many hopes and dreams for this upcoming show. Now, this new info that was brought onto us is in no way enough of a reason for me to go back to weekly uploads, and I don't even know if I will ever go back to them. But this info is enough for me to talk about it. I might be late for the party, but I'm still in time. There are so many things that I want this season to be, and so many things I'm hoping for. So I thought, why not make 50 hopes for this season? Just to oil up the wheels for when we have more info to talk about. Let's go. I want a more human Chris. One of the main reasons why Chris in All Stars and Paquito Owen was such a factor as to why these seasons failed is because of how cartoony he became. Earlier season Chris was vain for the sake of defending this show and make it have ratings. This is the kind of Chris I want. More about the hair, less about the pain. I hope that the fandom respects the decision of having an entirely new cast. Listen, I want to see the characters I grew up back to, but a new cast is a fresh add-on that could just be good enough of a reason to keep on having more total drama in the future. I hope to see slander to total drama-rama, like non-stop mockery. Like, you know on how in some shows like Pinky, Elmira, and The Brain, there are jokes in it that the producers state backhandedly that they never wanted to make a show, but the network wanted to, so there is no use in complaining. That's what I want to see here too. Let them remind themselves that they made Smelly the Fart Fairy. They made it and they should feel bad about it. If they are going to be giving us representation of LGBTQ and other types of people present in our society, please don't let it be too much in our faces about it. This sort of thing should be treated as something normal and not forced. If it's forced, not only is it going to be hard to sit through and watch it happen, it will also dampen experiences of repeated viewings, and it will also make the fandom be even more toxic. If they have been so adamant to shut down fan projects, maybe take some notes from them as well. They've nailed that sort of representation perfectly on some occasions. I'm hoping that they manage better their information. Look, as much as I want to see new info on these newer seasons, if we are aiming to have this season broadcasted next year, having leaks floating around will definitely harm the whole experience. I'm hoping for a stronger Chef character. Chef has been mostly treated as a background character, but whenever they needed him, he was there to be just as an important character as Chris. I want some #justice for Chef here. He deserves it for being so outcasted in the latter 2 seasons. I want game twist. The reason why the Redonkulous race formula worked, at least for me, is because it was a fresh take. The formula of a team winning and the other team losing and then someone be eliminated was gonna kinda stale all the way back in 2014. Maybe take an America's Next Top Model or Hell's Kitchen kind of approach sometimes during this season. Not always, just sometimes. Where someone decides the eliminated contestant. Could that be the reason why Chef has a new outfit? The weekly broadcasts were something awesome. Just that thrill of having that special day of the week being dedicated to see the new Total Drama episode is one of the things I miss most about 2013, if not the only. I don't want the treatment the Redonkulous race got, where they uploaded the 5 episodes of the week onto Cartoon Network websites, and the community outside of America would be spoiled rottenly. I want these characters to be impactful, to be standalone characters in their own merits, and not be references to past shows and just that alone. Look at Jo, for example. Yes, she's a spinning image of Sue Sylvester from Glee, but they are both good characters on their own. If there are references in this cast, let them be subtle and not in your face about it. As a person that likes to daydream a lot about it, and has even tried to write a fan season once, you will never find it on the internet ever. I write it on paper. I know how hard coming up with challenges can be. I'm hoping they've managed to put their heads together and bless us with great challenges. The best part of Action was the movie-based challenges, and so that could be a great add-on to this season as well. Trust me on this one, don't go crazy with TikTok humor. I know that's what they're going for, but it should not be a super important detail for this season. Please, I want some good marketing, the way they made it with the first 3 seasons. There is still time to come up with a better name for this season. Look, I'll help. Total Drama Reborn. How's that? I want them to pick well the characters that they are going to work with, and maybe make this the first 2 female final. I want a feminist character that teaches how feminism is a matter of equality, and not the undermining that if someone is a girl beating boys, that's what you call a feminist. That is the wrong view of feminism, and yes, I might have been reading about this lately. I hope they write compelling stories around the characters that they are going to work with the most. To have such focus on certain characters and cut them off in the following episode is a reason why action is a bit of a mess. I hope to see strong relationships, not just love relations. I want them to have various friend relationships like, okay, we know that Gwen and Lashana were great friends in the first season, it was evident, but if we squint, we can see that Gwen and Lindsay are kind of friends too. I want a small community to be formed here. I really didn't care for character interactions in Total Drama Pacquiao Island, you know. This has been confirmed to have been touched upon and dropped as an idea, but merch? Anyone? No, wait, stop being materialistic. How funny would it be if this girl, Emma, turned out to be the season's villain? That would be hilarious. Look at her, face of an angel. How funny would it be if this girl, Emma, turned out to be the actual Emma from the Redonkulous race? Come on, you can come up with another name? Like Regina, or Gretchen, or Karen, or Mandy, or Hope, or Chastity. I sincerely hope that this guy Riper? Whatever. Turns out to be the love child of Owen and Noah. I mean, if you don't want to go that extreme about it, look at his hair. Look at his face. Look at his body. The Noah and Owen mixes here are uncanny. Personality of Noah in the body of Owen? Is there any reason why Emma is sitting right next to him? Read between the lines, people. This girl Millie is very vanilla. But if she's a reference to Connie from Bless This Mess, y'all watching this video owe me $10. I'll say it right here. Okay, never mind. I want this girl Julia to be the villain of this season. You look at her and you see Regina George all over it, and I'm all about it. For this Damien dude, I have nothing to say really. Next. I hope he's a well-written character. Oh good, Jocks. Can't wait to see how their story actually turns out. This will hopefully not be just a male skin of Katie and Sadie. No siree. Never mind, they are being on your face about it with the LGBTQ character. But meh, it might just be a clickbait, whatever, I don't know. People keep hyping this girl, and the fact that she has no name is even more of a reason. But the fact that we glorify edginess so much can sometimes be harmful. She's just a colorful character, don't be expecting that too much about her. Even if she has purple hair, even if she's named the Scary Girl, even if she's wearing a black dress, even if— okay, whatever, let's love her. I sure as heck hope that this Nichelle girl slays this competition. She's amazing and I love her already. Same cannot be said for this Priya girl. But wild things have happened before. There were promises of an amputee character, and the way Dizzy Punch expected it, I was kind of expect to happen as well with this Caleb dude. It would have been such a plot twist. My hopes for this character remain on the ground. For some reason, I wouldn't mind having this dude be eliminated first. He's the least interesting to look at. I do not care for Soda. I don't see any connections to this guy aside from him being scrawny. But whatever, he has all my support. She's either gonna be the most cliche type of tomboy, or she's gonna be the character that Eva never was. I'm hoping she's the latter. I'm calling it now, but Mario Kart is definitely my favorite character so far, and I want her to win. She looks so cute. Okay. So let's talk about cameos. For the sake of nostalgia, all the times they've entertained us, I want lots of references to other Cartoon Network shows. This might be a bit controversial, but no. I don't want direct cameos from previous seasons. Hashtag justice for Lindsay for the sake of it. Hehe. But let me explain. Yes, I would love to hear my favorite jazz singer reprising her role as my favorite cartoon character, but I don't want it to be to the extent of making them appear on screen for 5 seconds and then never seeing them again. The cameos in Total Drama Revenge of the Island were just there to please the fans and not much else. But I'm not saying I don't want any sort of past contestant cameos. What do you think the Math Skills Obstacle Course challenge wearing green colored glasses was, other than a big tribute to Harold? All this to say, I'm hoping that the cameos are treated this way. I'm hoping that challenges can also be related to past contestants. like a scavenger hunt with tips being given to you through a PDA, as a way of honoring Courtney. It would also be funny to see how the kids of 2022 would behave using a piece of technology that is now obsolete. Another controversial topic would be, I want unfair eliminations. No, not bullshit eliminations, unfair ones. Yes, Dawn's elimination makes our heads spin, but that's the thing that makes us like total drama. By having unfair eliminations taking place, we can have a very legitimate reason to root heartily and fondly for a certain character. That is the kind of narrative I hope they bring back, to make us feel that sort of roller coaster of emotions we feel the first time we saw Dawn's elimination. Out of all the original characters, I want Mr. Coconut to come back. He deserves it. You cannot have a sort of narrative like this without having alliances. I want to see alliances being formed, but not in my face. I want to see a group of people coming together unspokenly, voting together, and be friends in general. One of the things I've never talked about in the many times I've talked about All-Stars is the fact that Alejandro and Mal make an alliance in episode 8, and somehow that is never mentioned in the following episodes. It has been established that this is going to take place again on Camp Wawanakwa. But why? I'm hoping that after this season we can put this on to rest, because man, am I getting a bit tired of seeing it. I want to get to know the voice cast. Make interviews with the cast, please. My teenage years were very dependent on those videos, and to have them back would mean the world to me. Very basic, but I want drama. I'm hoping to see Emily Claire Barlow voice a character. Plain and simple. And finally, this is the only hope that I am fully aware that is never going to get materialized, but here goes. I would love to have a character from a fan show make any sort of cameo on this season. Look, I know this is impossible to happen. I know it will never happen, and I'm sounding like the stupidest guy on the planet by saying this. But imagine how cool would it be to have like Gret or Fiore from Campamento Aventura appear on this, just as a way of extending their gratitude to fandom that kept the show alive and relevant. Through all the drama of the cancellations of Reunion or Aventura, through all the threads that some people on this fandom sent because they actually thought they were threatening someone, through all the comments that Fresh TV said, all that be forgiven and forgotten as a way of saying that there are no remorses on their side and they are thankful for having us. If you don't want to go that hard with it, maybe just animate some of the YouTubers and have cameos. They don't even have to speak. And oh, oops, look, I dropped a spreadsheet of mine for him as a total drama character, for example. Oh, silly me. Or just make Tyler bump into Alejandro and Alejandro smiles while Tyler blushes like an anime girl, and then let the internet go wild. We would understand. If indeed this season was announced so abruptly just to help the agitation caused by the cancellation of Reunion, then that would be such a positive note to finally bury the hatchet. This will never happen, I'm fully aware, and maybe I'm just rubbing salt in the wound by saying this, but I like to think I'm creative. But with that, we've come to 50. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, subscribe to this channel and check out my animation stuff, because I really am proud of it too, and I'm still growing in it, and I hope that people can get to see it. I'm sorry if I plug it a lot, but if I have this platform, I'm gonna use it in whatever shape or form I feel like. And I would rather do that than do some other questionable stuff on YouTube. Trust me, I've seen a lot of nasty things in my days. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and peace out. See you on the next one.